Okay, here's one of my die cut cards that doesn't have a whole lot of detail into painting or work, but it's just paper cutting work. And I enjoy having this extra frame on the inside for visual and for strength of the card. These are 110-pound paper stock for the base. Okay, so I'm going to make that card. So I have a die of this cute kitten. I've already pre-cut that. And I've pre-cut the next frame. So that's going to be spray glued because it's got so many fine and thin pieces. I'll spray glue that off to the side here. So I'm just beginning with this process, but so far this is the spray glue that I found that's acid free. It's reasonably easy to work with. Sometimes the spray nozzle gets a little bit clogged. I have to pull all the extra glue out of there before using it. And you can see that the nozzle has a tip now that you can see clear now. Okay, so it's rather messy. I'll typically place it on a paper that I don't mind getting messy. And I'll actually place it in my trash can plastic bag. And it says to store these upside down, so I'll try to store it upside down. One of the challenges with this is that the glue dries so quickly that, and also you can get some glue on the other side. If you got too much glue, you don't want to have too much glue. Kind of sticks like a spider web when there's a little bit extra glue. Okay. So we're going to try to center that, and it glues so fast that you can't really make any errors. You really got to make sure it's lined up as straight as you can get it. You can't really, there's no second tries. Okay, so I am looking at that line here. It's just, I tend to be very picky. So I'm going to do that again. I don't like the crookedness of this bottom line, and I don't like the crookedness here. So I didn't quite get that. Let's try that again. So luckily I have a couple of them. Okay, and again, I have a pre-cut frame background. Okay, let's see if I can see those lines better this time. Standing right over. Looking into those corners. Trying to get as straight as I can. Usually if you get one line very straight, then the other lines are going to be straight. As long as you have a plum square shape. Okay, I'm happier with that one. And it's handmade, so it's never going to be perfect. But when your horizon is crooked, it's hard for me to ignore that. Although this horizon is probably like a slope. It's pretty, it's tolerable, but I'm not feeling like accepting it for now. Let's see. And because I didn't want this to just be glued straight onto the card, I have a frame and I have it double framed with the light color that the kitten is cut out in. So it's like double matting, what they would have called that in photography. Okay. And sometimes that glue tape gets over the edges and I just roll it over to get around the edges on the inside of the card so that it's not on the outside. There we go. Undoubtedly, some wild animal must be outside. Like a squirrel must be told not to intrude on our property. Those wild squirrels out there need to be corrected. Okay, so now we got the double frame and I got the card, and I actually had already pre-made those. Actually, one I didn't pre-make. I think it's ready on the inside. I'm good with that. Okay, so this is the linen paper that I adhere to the same colored outside frame card in the same way I just did these others. I like the cleanness of a framed image or even where you're going to write. So this is the cotton linen paper. And so I'm just going to go ahead and center that on this. It's kind of an easy card, but I did a lot of the paper cutting ahead of time, which makes that everything ready to just assemble. And it's such a cute little kitten. Everyone loves kittens. And the inverse of this card, it's really a good two-toned cut. Oh, yeah. It's good for being a two-color tone die cut. I always make sure, sometimes I put these on upside down, so I gotta make sure I have the right direction. Okay. Again, trying to make everything as plumb. Starting with one wall that's pretty straight and plumb, and then leaning on the others. So sometimes there's extra paper that just hasn't come off from the die cut. There. A very simple and yet cute card. It could be done in different colors, but I think it's a great two-toned die cut. You can cut it in white and then watercolor all of the details as well. But I like it simple and clean. also.